Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I am so pleased that you all are with us today. We do appreciate it. I want to stay on this issue with the drones and how they are used for good and for bad. One of the things that we are doing is seeing them used with our civil military fusion programs. And we are concerned about what is happening with the CCP, and they are manufacturing drones in the millions, and we are doing them in the thousands every year. And we know that China looks at this as an area where they are winning. And so, Mr. Hardy, let me come to you and talk a little bit about the importance of us innovating and winning that innovation and production race so that we have the drones that we need for law enforcement and for warfare.
Thank you, Senator.
Yeah.
That is a extremely important issue that we all recognize. The drones made from the People's Republic of China represent an extremely high share of the market of drones in the United States. President Trump's recent executive orders are one step in addressing that issue. There are different agencies working on the issues relating to the importation of drones that are from China and adversary jurisdictions. We take that into account in our procurement decisions, and I know other agencies within the federal government do as well. So that is something that we are monitoring, and we are trying to support the use of a secure domestic drone industrial base. Thank you, Senator.
Mr. Willoughby, I want to come to you, and I know Senator Britt touched on drones and events. And in Tennessee, we have a lot of big concerts, music festivals, sporting events, and we've had to work with the FAA to make certain that drones are not in certain areas during certain times. And I know this is, as you were talking about the ease with which people can commercially acquire a drone. And this issue becomes more pressing as you look at public safety in these events. So talk for just a moment about things that legislatively we can tackle to make certain that we are going to have a standard process for moving forward and securing these public events.
Yeah, thank you, Senator, for the question. Two main pieces. The first is that much as we've mentioned already, federal partners can't be at every event all the time, and so we need to enable those that protect these events day in and day out. Our state and local partners are empowered and authorized to be able to use the most advanced technology to understand what's in the airspace and then respond to it accordingly. This is not different than any other type of technology or vehicle that somebody might use to conduct criminal activity. If you wanted to drive a car into a crowd of people, then you put up a jersey wall or a bollard to prevent them from going there. We need to have the same mindset when it comes to drones as a normal part of our physical security parameters and considerations. And right now, they are not legally allowed to use the technology that's available out there on the marketplace for them to be able to prevent those types of attacks.
And what about drones manufactured in adversarial countries like China, in DJI drones?
It's a serious problem, as Mr. Hardy mentioned. They have an overwhelming share of the marketplace right now, and it's unclear exactly, how this data is being protected, if at all, and who might be looking at it from an intelligence or a surveillance or reconnaissance perspective.
Yeah, Mr. Torfey, am I saying your name right?
Yes, Senator.
Okay. Smuggling drugs into state and federal prisons. And as I've talked with individuals that are handling prisons and prison populations, they've talked about the increasing use of these and the frustration with that. Can you talk about that and how we address that issue of smuggling drugs and contraband into prisons using drones.
Yes, Senator, thank you. And you had an excellent witness in the last testimony that addressed their concerns. That is prolific, absolutely prolific, federal, state, local correctional institutions. And the FBI gets after that primarily through our violent crime, drug, gang investigations. So we see those nexus and we action that with technical countermeasures when necessary. But again, it goes back to how do we get this equipment, and more importantly, these authorities to the folks that are actually protecting these facilities.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.